have risen from the ashes to school the masses. Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 177 of the Scholars of Wrestling Show. This is Scholar Tarek taking control of tonight's episode. That's right, it's only me, baby. But wait, I may be the only scholar, but I am not alone. I have a special guest with me tonight. Familiar face in the world of Scholars of Wrestling. Say hello to a welcome back Charlie Morone. Hello, Charles.
That is right. One half of the Great Brothers here to join forces with the Scholars of Wrestling. Hello, hello. How are you, sir?
I am fine. How are you?
I'm great. A little tired.
Yeah, aren't we all? Yes, I agree. It's been a very long day, and it's been a very long week in the world of professional wrestling. We have just came off WWE No Mercy, which, surprisingly enough, is the first time No Mercy has been a Raw exclusive event. There have been like 3 or 4 SmackDown exclusives from this current Superstar shakeup, or brand extension, and the last brand extension. I think they had like 3 of them. So this is a very special No Mercy, and actually a pretty good No Mercy, if I do say so myself.
They've brought back No Mercy for that many times already?
They did it twice.
This was being the second time.
This is the second time of the second brand split.
Okay.
Oh, this is of the first brand split. They did it like 3 or 4 times, and they were only SmackDown exclusives. This is one where they have 2 shows, one a SmackDown, one a Raw. I don't remember exactly which match was the SmackDown exclusive. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. What matters is this is a Raw eccentric episode of Scholars. No Mercy exclusive. This is going to be our review of the actually pretty decent pay-per-view.
They once again took a card and made it amazing.
I'm gonna go a little reverse on that one. I was actually looking forward to this one. I was overhyped. The card was actually being built pretty well. Certain matches. Yeah.
Well, I can give you that. Certain matches.
But then the final product is, well, let's actually get into that. This is no backstage news this week. Nothing spectacular to talk about. At least none that comes to my mind. So let's go ahead and jump right into. Let's jump right into No Mercy with the out of nowhere pre-show that is Elias versus Apollo Crews.
I swear, I think I looked at my phone Friday morning and they just threw this in.
Was it Friday morning? I first heard about this Sunday morning.
If you're a member of like the app or whatever, the network app, you get like notifications of these stupid last second matches, and I believe might have been some part into the weekend, but I think I got mine Friday.
All in all, it wasn't a terrible match. It just was there.
Yeah. I actually like that lately on pre-show matches, regardless of how ridiculous the matches are or have no storyline or build whatsoever,
or that are in the pre-show and deserve to be on the main card, the SmackDown Tag Team titles.
Yes, heels have come out victorious on pre-shows, and I dig that.
Recently? Because normally it was the other way around. It's like, it's just, as we like to call it here on Scholars, it's the good appetizer to the main course, which is the main pay-per-view, and normally it likes to get the crowd going on the good side, given the face wins. But yeah, recently they have had a couple of heels win this one.
I remember quite a few heels winning in this past year,
and
which is a nice change of pace.
This one is no exception. It was a good back and forth. Now it looks like they're actually starting to start some form of storyline with this one on Raw.
That's another thing. They've had the pay-per-view matches on the pay-per-view and then on Raw, whether it be the Raw prior and then leading up to like what's his face with the Cruiserweight Championship win, and then Neville won it right back days later.
Yeah. When it comes to the the Raw Women's title, it's a complete mess. But I guess we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Because we're not even going to talk about Elias and Apollo Crews during the Raw review. But yeah, it was a good start. I'm glad Elias won. He seems to be the one that WWE is trying to put the spotlight on when it comes to the lower card. Sadly, for Apollo Crews, he's not in that spotlight, even though he is very talented. But it's the biggest complaint of he was in NXT for not even a month, and they throw him on the main roster with no developed character whatsoever.
Yeah. If it weren't for Titus, he'd be lost in the water.
Hell, he's still lost in the water. Other than his match with Kurt Hawkins, no one's seen him in weeks.
Yeah.
Or, hell, even months. All right.
I was talking during this match, and with all these cuts of names, like Elias instead of Elias Sampson and all that, how has Apollo Crews dodged this bullet?
What do you mean, like
how don't they call him Apollo or Cruz or
Creed?
know?
Oh wait, no,
no, that's different.
That's a
Those new gay guys are great.
All right, now I think we've talked enough. I'm surprised we talked this long about the pre-show.
Yeah,
let's go ahead and talk about the main show, which is another very short noticed match with my favorite championship of all time, the Intercontinental Championship. The defending champion, The Miz, successfully defended against Jason Jordan in a Jinder Mahal type match. Oh, nope. This is Miz has been doing it first. A Miz type match where he's had his aunt, the Miz Taraj, interfere and cost Jason Jordan. It's always funny where I'm comparing Jinder Mahal and the Miz's title reign.
It's not copying if it's on a separate show.
Lies on I say, but yeah. This match happened.
Yeah, I'm looking at this scorecard. I'm a little upset at you for not trusting The Miz in this one, but
it's not that I don't trust The Miz. I don't trust WWE on how much they've been pushing.
He's on a reign of greatness with that Intercontinental Championship.
And where they're going now with this, I'm glad that with Brock Lesnar gone, the Intercontinental Championship is the front and center of the main storyline on Raw. But that's, again, for the Raw review. We're focusing mainly on No Mercy. I'm trying to build a system here. I can't let this go into complete chaos.
Yeah.
I am a master of chaos. I know how to control that shit. All right, moving on. Jason Jordan's...
Long story short,
Jason Jordan nowhere near ready for this. Mm-mm. He's a good athlete. I actually enjoy some of his wrestling. But I'm just going to say what everyone's been saying because it's 100% true. The whole Kurt Angle's son storyline is killing him.
My main issue with Jason Jordan is he is a tag team wrestler. Well, I guess I have two issues with him now because I'm going to piggyback off of this. But what Jason Jordan, at least what I looked at in Jason Jordan, was his hot tag. His hot tag was the only definitive hot tag that I could think of that seemed like a signature almost when he got the hot tag in American Alpha. Like, you knew shit was going to go down with the suplexes and whatnot. But another thing is the dude needs facial expressions. And if he can't have facial expressions aside from his shit-eating grin, like, turn him heel and take advantage of his shit-eating grin.
Oh, because this is something we've talked about on the show. You and I have talked about
this. He is emotionless aside from that grin. So, I don't know. I don't think he can cut it as a singles wrestler, as a face at least. I think that they can do many things as a heel with him. Like, even if he's like, you know what? You did great. And, like, did like a Bo Dallas-esque
Yes,
run.
That is exactly what I've been saying for months.
Just underhandedly, like, shook the opponent's hand with that shit-eating grin on his face. I think that would be better progress than
when it actually comes to the wrestling, he has a great belly-to-belly suplex.
He does, but aside from his...
But that's all he has. He really does have his wrestling skills.
I feel it meant more being a hot tag than seeing this trash as...
And apparently they're okay with just replacing him with Shelton Benjamin when it comes to American Alpha, which...
Clearly. Then they have... don't get me started.
They're actually pretty good.
Yeah, but they haven't been on air. They were on air like, what, twice?
The last time was last week. They beat the Hype Bros.
Yeah. This week they weren't utilized.
Other than a backstage segment continuing whatever the hell is going on with the Hype Bros. I'm not dropping my F-bomb. I have a rule. One F-bomb an episode.
Okay.
So I'm saving it for a time when I actually do feel like it's needed.
More appropriate occasion.
Exactly. So yeah, now apparently this is a one and done deal. Now, okay, completely pointless.
Like Emma might as well start taking advantage of him. At least it'll give him a storyline.
Right? And it gives her a storyline because now she's going to Timbuktu. Next up, we have Finn Balor versus Bray Wyatt. I actually liked the match. That's it. I can't lie. I love both these guys to death. I love Finn Balor. I love Bray Wyatt. But now it's supposed to be one and done. Well, not one and done. They had 3 matches together. It's a 2 out of 3 now. So, okay. It's one of those big things where no guy is being benefited from this storyline. And it was a good match. They both work very well together. But again, I would say it was predictable, but that wasn't the case on the prediction show because we just want our Uncle Bray to win. Yeah, I love my Uncle Bray.
I was wrong on this one as well because I thought that, well, I guess if we get into Raw discussion, I'll talk more on this. But I figured that it would be an extension, which they're seemingly going with after Raw. So I put Bray because he has to pick up a victory at some point along this. But as big of a Finn advocate as I am, I chose Bray on that one. I wasn't disappointed, but card-wise, score-wise, yeah.
All right. We're done talking about the okay matches, the okay beginning of this pay-per-view. Now let's talk about the highlight of No Mercy. In my opinion, match of the night. Hands down, greatest match. These guys are amazing. The Raw Tag Team Championship with Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins versus Sheamus and my man, Cesaro. Da, 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 da. Sheamus and Cesaro. Da, 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 da. This match... You seriously are going to sit there and not think this was match of the night?
No. It was completely match of the night. I just have 2 observations during this match. One, was Seth Rollins utilized for more than 3 minutes in this match? And 2, once said injury with Cesaro happened, did that not look like Stiff Shot City, like from the Attitude Era in like an Acolytes tag match? That they were going hard after that injury. They were just beating the living crap out of each other.
It was beautiful.
On both sides. Because Dean was throwing back, too. Oh, and that powerbomb.
Oh, that...
powerbomb Seth on top of Dean or vice versa. Or what?
What is it? What is Sheamus' finishing or signature move? Shining? No.
No, I'm talking about the powerbomb off the top rope.
But first, Sheamus did the move to
White
Seth.
Noise.
Was it White Noise where he has him up and then just slams him on his back?
I think it's
White Noise to Cesaro powerbombing Dean Ambrose.
Oh man,
that was just
that was Stiff Shot City in that.
It was
match.
such a great match.
Oh my gosh,
I didn't want it to end.
Like I was looking at that, cringing at some of the shots they were throwing at each other.
You can just tell this is their all for nothing match. This is the ending of their feud. And it was amazing.
I dare you to go back and watch that spot. You hear teeth hitting metal.
Oh, it hurt.
And I don't know if you watched that black and white video that WWE put out, but
of them stitching
the dude is getting stitched up. He looks like he's medicated as fudge, but
don't you don't have to censor yourselves.
I'm challenging you to using your F-bomb first.
You don't have to censor it. This is not a PG show as much as Jeff wants it to be.
Okay.
He keeps saying it's a PG show, but I laugh at that comment.
He was highly medicated and getting stitched up while his teeth were still impacted in his. Oh my god!
We all thought it was completely knocked out or
broken.
Oh
yeah, it looks like when it was like it looks like they were knocked out. But
yeah, that's the big highlight, and the fact that they go like another 20 minutes after that.
Yeah.
My God.
What it looked like was momentum was too high and he was overshot and didn't have time to put his hand up. Because you would see he tried to put his hand up.
Yeah.
But I don't think he was expecting to be shot over the turnbuckle. So
that's why I've never been a huge fan of the LED or LED turnbuckles.
Yeah. Yeah.
Granted, I do see some positive points at it, where it's easier to stand on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, when you try and do an overshot, you can't pull a Dolph Ziggler. overshooting the top turnbuckle. Oh man, poor Cesaro. He's still a sexy beast, man.
Oh, looks like Popeye the Sailor Man after that, but.
But yeah, Cesaro needs definitely something big after this one.
Yeah,
he needs definitely. We had 3 former world champions, and then there's then there's Cesaro. He needs now. I'm just gonna say, go to SmackDown, be the WWE champion. Oops. Be the WWE champion. Give me some big happy moments to give my hard on erection for Cesaro to be even harder. You're on Scholars of Wrestling. You're on Scholars of Wrestling. This is my show right now. I can talk about my huge man boner crush on Cesaro as much as I want without Jeff and Brian to cringe word. Now you're here to take all the Cesaro loving. Now that's the most PG you're gonna get out. That's the most PG you're gonna get out of me. But yes, it was amazing, and now it's just the question of where Sheamus and Cesaro. Well, Cesaro obviously he's gonna recuperate, but where do they go from there? We obviously know where Dean Ambrose and Seth are gonna go, but we'll talk about that on Raw. Next up is another pretty good title match with the Raw Women's Championship, the Fatal 5-Way with defending champ Alexa Bliss versus Sasha Banks versus Nia Jax versus Emma and the one that takes the pinfall, Bayley.
Okay.
The only reason to come back is to take a pinfall. Apparently, you took Emma's job, Bayley. That's just how.
Whatever. Further proving she's useless.
At least in WWE's eyes, and it's
her
actually
best days are behind her.
Indeed.
Her feuds with Sasha Banks before she was completely overrated.
Well, it looks like the big highlight of this match was just to show how dominant Nia Jax is,
and for Alexa Bliss to get the Weasel victory.
It wasn't a Weasel victory.
But for her to get out of there facing 4 other women.
It actually wasn't really a Weasel victory once everyone took each other out.
Yeah.
And then Alexa took advantage of that. That's not really a Weasel. That's just smart and sexy.
Yeah. Or anything Alexa Bliss does.
Yes, it is. I think the big highlight was that super powerbomb from the apron that they did to Nia Jax.
Yes.
It's not even it wasn't even just the impact of hitting the ground. It was the fact that she bent. She was so flexible. Her leg and knee
completely
smacked
on
her
her shoulder.
No, it smacked her in the face.
No. Nia Jax landed completely on her shoulder.
But her leg landed.
Yeah.
She folded so much. I'm surprised a woman that size can fold like that. Her knee hit her right in the face. Luckily, she had no damage to it. But I'm just like, damn! I'm like, that's it. She's out of a match. And then, no, she decides to take her out Braun style.
California checked their Richter scale after that one?
No.
Oh.
No. You're terrible, man. And I thought I was mean. I thought
I was at the Staples Center. It's fair.
I thought I was mean to Nia Jax. You're worse. Let's see. Yeah. Sexy Alexa Bliss won. Emma didn't take the pin.
Yeah, I was shocked on that because for the life of me, I couldn't figure out why they threw her into that match other than to be the fall girl. But
because they didn't have enough names until Bayley came back. It's like, oh, you're already in the match, so you're just there. Which is kind of sad because I actually do want her to gain
what
some
was
kind
the
of
reason
momentum.
That Bayley was even put in the match? Did she qualify or
no? She just showed up on Raw, the Go Home show. It's like, oh yeah, guess what? I'm in now. Fatal 5-Way.
Because great storylines.
Because, yeah, it happens. And she ends up being the one taking the pin. So, yeah, you're just making Alexa Bliss back that this is your life, Bayley, even more like...
Sasha should have taken the fall. I can't stand her. I was hoping one of the girls pulled her weave off, but that didn't happen.
Yep. Well, yeah, I can't argue that. I'm not a big fan of Sasha Banks either.
She's so overrated.
She really is. She really is. And
then she gets that 2K18 commercial because Snoop's her fucking cousin. Oh.
There, you lose.
I lost the game. Damn it, Sasha Banks. I'm not worthy.
There you go. I win. See, I've been training to do the one F-bomb an episode for a long time. I know when to hold it back. You're still just a rookie.
Yeah.
You were greener than when Braun Strowman first came in. Shit, that's not the next match. I was going to segue using Braun Strowman.
Nope.
Damn it, I lost.
Another match.
Now we got nope, not just main event. Quote, WrestleMania worthy, unquote, main event in Roman Reigns
there could
versus
have been a drinking game for that
John Cena.
phrase alone during this match.
Not even just that, just with Michael Cole. Not even just Michael Cole. The rest of them, minus maybe Corey Graves said it a lot less than the other two. But John Cena, the greatest of all time, versus Roman Reigns. Yay! And man, Jeff. Do you
think they said that so much to make Roman's win that much more important?
Oh, of course they did.
Yeah.
That's all that... I'm actually surprised this is a one-done deal. I thought this was going to be at least a 3-match feud.
Well,
but no. Once the second Cena raised his arm up, I'm just going, holy shit, this is really it? This is all we're getting?
And I don't know about you, but whenever I see him with his hair the way it is right now, I'm expecting to see that Spinner US title again. It looks like Ruthless Aggression era Cena with that goofy, like, 3rd grade haircut he's sporting right now.
Just wait, he comes back with the prototype hairdo.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that's right. I'm going that far back.
No, but it's one and done because it's to transition Cena off into his
Rock deal.
Part-time, yeah.
That's pretty much just a call.
Perfectly said, yes.
Well, he deserves it. He really does. Minus the fact that he's playing a cartoon bull.
With that being said, do you think that he's going to break Ric Flair's record on a Rock-type deal? Be one of these part-timers that makes the fans so upset?
I'm not going to say no. I'm just... It's possible. I'm not going to say never say never.
We were saying Sunday, how great would it be if Orton came from behind and tied and beat the record before Cena did?
Imagine.
That would be
What
amazing.
is he on, 14?
I think he's 14, 15.
I think he's either 13 or 14. I don't think he's at 15 yet. I think he tied with Triple H at 14.
Oh, okay.
To the internets. But yeah, I'm actually very surprised how kind of one-sided this match was. It was...
Oh, yeah. They made Cena look worn like 3 minutes in, and Roman was like carrying him around on the outside.
Yes, we know the man is over 40, but my God, stop rubbing it. Yeah. Yes, he is up there. You can't use that as a storyline because look at Undertaker. He was like almost 50, and he put on spectacular matches at the end of his career.
I don't do this often,
if I'm just saying that because
I got to give Roman credit. That spear through the table, he took that on his head.
Cena?
He like broke the table on his neck. Roman.
Oh, Roman?
Yeah.
Let's see. Championships and accomplishments. World Heavyweight Champion 4 times. And WWE Champion 9 times. So 13.
Could have sworn when he was in that thing with Bray it was 14.
That was his 14? No. I think Triple H is 14.
Oh, okay.
And Randy Orton's 13, and then John Cena's 16. Yay. But I'm
so enthusiastic.
I'm now more of a fan of John Cena than I was in the past.
Yeah.
Because he's now reaching that point where it's not just because he's leaving. He actually is putting talent over that need to be put over. Shinsuke, AJ.
Yeah.
Not Baron Corbin, thank God.
I thought everyone was behind Baron Corbin before that failed cash in.
Oh, I lost interest in. I liked Baron Corbin at first, but now even long before his cash in, maybe a little before he actually won the Money in the Bank, I actually was getting a little tired of him because he's been the same thing and no real character development. Like he's a cartoon character. He's not making it a 3-dimensional character. So that's why I lost interest in him.
I think the role he portrays is much of a stretch from who he is as a person.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know. I honestly don't care. We're not talking about a SmackDown, guys. We're talking about Raw. I think the one factor that actually just pissed me off the most is how much they're trying to build Roman Reigns as a bigger Superman than John Cena with 3 AAs, and then you add 1 Super AA, and he still won. Superman punch and a spear, and it's over.
It's like one freaking people's elbow.
It pretty much is. It pretty much is, and it's obvious what they're doing.
Oh yeah,
and it's a load of shit. I'm
like him or hate him, we're stuck with him for the next decade. So
yeah, I know, but there's other wrestlers who deserve that spot a lot more than he does, and I'm looking at 1.5 of the tag team champions for that one. Excuse me. And okay, at first I hated this when I saw this on paper. When I saw this on the event, I hated this to no end. But seeing where they're going with it, I understand why they did it, and I actually am liking it. The Cruiserweight Championship, Enzo Amore defeating Neville with a kick in the balls after a 10-minute beatdown, or as Brian likes to put it, epic beatdown of former champion Neville. And yeah, it was just a 10-minute beatdown, kicking the balls. Kicking the balls. And 1, 2, 3. How you doing? At first, I'm just going... I was even saying to this with Jeff last week on the prediction show. Enzo should not win this because it's just a complete slap in the face of the Cruiserweight division, because it's nothing... It's Vince McMahon's ragdoll winning the Cruiserweight Championship from someone who's actually been a fighting champion with this one. And someone who's put on spectacular matches with Jack Gallagher, Cedric Alexander, Austin Aries. Would I include TJP in this one? Just to
throw
be
the
nice.
kid a bone, yeah.
I'll just be nice. Spectacular matches, and just for kicking the bulls. I'm not going to stop saying it like that. For all the people who are just going, God, why is he saying it like that? I'm not stopping. But seeing what they're doing now with Enzo, especially what happened on 205 Live, where it pretty much became the Enzo Amore show.
Yeah,
I'm actually kind of digging it, leading to a.
Double
you know
turn.
what? We won't talk about this for Raw. This will just be the Cruiserweight discussion, because I actually do want to talk about this. At first, I love that he's pretty much being a heel for the wrestlers, but being a face for the fans. He's still taking pictures with the kids. He's pointing out all the people that have the Enzo wigs. Mm-hmm. He still has there's only one word to describe you, and I'm gonna spell it out for you. SAWFT, soft. That's not how you spell soft. Thank you, Kurt. I'm sorry. That's still one of the funniest things that happened when Kurt Angle came back. But yeah, I hated how it happened because I just hate epic beatdowns to cheap low blows. There. You happy now? I didn't say it the other way. I liked his celebration on Raw. I liked pretty much talking down on everyone of the Cruiserweight division. And then even with Neville, who looked like he hasn't slept in the whole time since he lost. I love that. And I like the fact that he made Kurt Angle, which since when does the Raw GM be the GM of the Cruiserweight division?
I think they lack a GM, so
I don't think they need a GM though. That's the thing. But they're
like a 9-man roster, so
well, they're more than that, but maybe 9 men are important.
Yeah.
But I like that he's using the note, like, if you touch me, you don't get a title match as long as I'm champion.
Yes, and
that led to the double turn with Neville turning face, being the sympathetic face, beating the ever loving shit out of him, and then off Raw, Braun Strowman for some reason, just because he's Vince McMahon's avatar wanting to beat the shit out of Enzo Amore. And then the rest of the 205 Live roster beat the crap out of him, which Enzo pointed out Yes, I watched 205 Live for the first time because of the Certified G. He's not wrong. It's like, yeah, as long as you've been champion, when were you on the main event of Raw?
Yeah.
It's like, damn,
that was when he was saying, "Look at your watch, look at what time." Oh my, that was great. Was great.
He is awesome on the mic. He is such a great cowardly heel, and I want him to beat Gilbert's title reign. Is it going to happen? Probably not. Most likely not. It's not going to happen. But I do want him to just, since they had the whole thing where everyone beat him up, now no one gets a title shot when they're on the main roster. Or not the main roster, the 205 Live roster.
Yeah.
So I love that. I would love that if they actually go through that. Like, well, all you guys are beating the crap out of each other, but why are you beating the crap out of each other? It's not like it's going to mean anything because I'm the champion, biatch! And you all hit me, so you don't get a title match. And a part of me wants, when Big Cass comes back, to be his muscle. And then on Raw, he's Big Cass's manager.
All right.
So they trade off when they're actually...
It would save Cass because he was falling under the same category as Jason Jordan where he enters and... You don't get boos or applause. You just get that awkward silence. And the creator wrestler themes that were given wasn't helping either. They
don't need to be a tag team. They need to just be a unit.
Yeah.
Where like I said, with Raw, Big Cass is the wrestler. He's wrestling, going for other things, while Enzo's being his mouthpiece. And they keep doing the one word to describe you, all that. And then on 205 Lives. 205 Live.
205
lives. He's the Diesel to Enzo Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
I actually think that would be spectacular build, and just him finally like, so you proved me wrong. You actually are worth something. You won a championship. You are a champion.
Yeah.
Way to go and all that. And then at first we just see Big Cass coming in, let's say an episode of Raw, just because he's a Raw guy. He comes in after Enzo bragging, and you see maybe Neville or someone about to beat him up, and then all of a sudden Big Cass comes in and saves him. And they're back together because now they're both heels again. Yeah. Or not again. They're both heels. It's actually really good storytelling and compelling storytelling for both Raw and 205 Live.
I think what shocked me more than anything out of all of this is that I was getting to a point of like stagnant fandom over the past couple weeks, maybe like month or so with Raw and SmackDown, because aside from the Usos, New Day, SmackDown's been blah also. And
really, including the Kevin Owens stuff?
I'm feeling the Kevin Owens stuff, but I'll get back to my point. It was just surprising that out of all things to bring a storyline with substance was this with Enzo and Neville and the cruiserweights.
And like I said, this actually got me watching 205 Live.
Yes.
And now I'm actually looking forward to seeing where they're going to go from here.
Which I also watched for the first time in like 2 weeks, and apparently Jack Gallagher and Brian Kendrick are a unit now.
Yes, they are.
That's cool.
So now, I guess we'll just end the cruiserweight discussion here.
Yes.
Now I guess I have to make a new card for this one. And now let's get on to in my opinion, the biggest letdown of this show. And really, kind of at the time, when I give my rating at the end of this discussion, it's not because where they went, it's because of how I felt on the show.
Okay.
For the show itself. And then I'll have you do the same.
Yes.
Now let's talk about the most disappointing match, the Universal Championship, Brock Lesnar versus Braun Strowman. It was the exact same match as Brock Lesnar versus Samoa Joe. One F5 lose.
Yeah.
Samoa Joe did a good number on Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar comes back with German suplexes and one F5 win.
Which is a shame because I've said it before. The Fatal 4-Way at SummerSlam? Yeah, Fatal 4-Way at SummerSlam was Brock's best outing since Seth Rollins and John Cena at that Rumble match. And then to follow that up with this subpar performance is just meh. I feel that they could have ended
the build was awesome.
Yeah, but I feel that they could have main evented with Cena and Reigns. When you compare the two,
yeah, sure. This match
build
build absolutely not.
Cena Reigns was the focal point of No Mercy.
But Braun and Brock Lesnar was the big main event. It was the title, which all in all, it should be the one to close it, no matter how much Vince would love to have had Cena and Reigns close.
Yeah.
And I said it before, Braun has now reached that point where he doesn't need the belt, but my God, I just want him to have it. What's wrong? What would be wrong with having him hold the belt for a little bit?
No, nothing.
Even if Vince wants his match that nobody else wants for WrestleMania, Lesnar versus Roman.
Yeah. Speaking of which,
you know what? I'm gonna do it. Fuck that. I said it when I first heard it at the beginning of last year's WrestleMania, and I'll say it again. No. I don't know. No one wants to see that. It's actually getting me red. I'm actually heating up a little bit. I need some clear liquid to calm me down.
Speaking of which, though, you knew the second that Brock retained. I said it going into this match. I'm like, Brock retains here. He's going to have the belt till WrestleMania.
Oh, absolutely.
Easily.
That was the reason why I chose Brock in the prediction show. I said, I want to follow my heart. I want to see Braun hold that belt up. I want to see the one-sided build-up that Braun has been doing lead up to a one-sided victory. That would have been amazing. I won't go with some people are saying is that it completely killed Braun's momentum. It didn't. It didn't help. It didn't help his momentum. It may have...
But he's still at stages that he could take a loss.
Yeah. I mean, other than that, he's only lost to Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
Which, now thinking about it, one F-bomb. One F-bomb an episode. One F-bomb an episode. Great. Your greenness of F-bomb dropping is rubbing off on me. But yeah, I honestly, this match actually hurt the event for me.
Really?
Yeah.
It was that bad to you?
It really, with how much it was built,
didn't really have any moments.
Other than the first revert, like German suplex to him getting right up. Granted, the first time they did it was better.
Yeah, we saw it on Raw, so that took away from the event. Like I said,
it was so much better because he rolled standing up. This one, he just stood up. He landed on his back and just got up normal. I'm tired of Brock Lesnar as the champion. I don't want him as the champion anymore. Yes, he's a name. He does draw, but my God, his matches are getting too repetitive now.
But that's all they care about is that he's a marquee.
His matches go about 10 minutes, and all it is just German suplexes and F5s. Yes, the only time that really worked is with Goldberg, who was also just a spear, jackhammer finishing move type of deal. But when it comes to actually now putting on decent matches, I'm sorry. I like Brock Lesnar. He should not hold that belt anymore. He doesn't. It's
because Vince wants the Roman Brock match,
and no matter how much he's gonna want it, leave it to you to only give to almost have me break my rule. I'm being Batman right now. You're my Joker.
Fuckity fuck.
Yeah,
see,
you're
simple.
See, only you can do that, and normally Brian, but you're apparently the Brian right now with all the F-bombs, and I don't even think Jeff does it. Jeff's the PG guy of our group. Okay, so yeah, that was No Mercy. Slow start, really great match, and a kind of a lackluster ending for at least on my part.
No, there was nothing of substance in the Braun match.
So now we're just going to go ahead and do our facial hair ratings. And for all our new listeners out there, the facial hair ratings is a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being clean shaven, 2 being peach fuzz, 3 being classic goatee, 4 being full beard, and 5 being goat face is our scale of how much we enjoyed, or in some cases not enjoyed, the, I guess, WWE special events, because they're not really pay-per-views anymore. So, Charlie?
Technically, you do pay for them.
Yeah, I guess. Not $65, though.
No.
Or $45. And
I kind of miss them making
WrestleMania.
fun of everyone who still orders through cable.
Well, only JBL did that, and look where he is. Not anywhere to be found. So, you're the guest, Charlie. On a scale of 1 to 5, what do you give No Mercy?
Are there mid ratings?
We don't have an official mid rating, but like, let's say if it was a 2.5, we'll just say, or like, yeah, 2.5, we'll just say the Peach Fuzz with a small goatee coming in and all that. We're trying to advertise, like,
I'm somewhere
improvise.
I'm somewhere between the goatee and full beard on this one.
So, final rating. Okay, now there is no in between. You have to choose one.
Damn, you're down talking of Brock and Braun. It's made me really downgrade this event.
Because when I actually talk down about certain things, I actually do have my reasons to back it up. I'm not just some stupid fanboy. It's like, oh, my favorite guy didn't win. This match sucked. This event sucked now.
Because, like, up till this conversation, I guess I just didn't pay much mind to the Brock, like, because I'm used to
the format of a Brock Lesnar match?
I'm used to what a singles Brock Lesnar match is, so I just, like, took it for what it was, you know? But, and aside from that, I thought that in turning somewhat meh matches into good, they did a great job. But you're down talking of Brock and Braun. Really, really downplay my vote here to a goatee.
You're welcome.
Goatee.
Yeah, I'm going to go with classic goatee as well. I'm going to give it a 3. Excluding the Braun and Brock match, there wasn't anything other than Roman beating John Cena, which I saw coming a mile away. Very good, Blinken. Well done. Pardon? Who's talking? There wasn't anything spectacular other than that tag team match.
Yeah.
That tag team match basically blew me out, was the only thing that blew me out of the water, and it wasn't because of Cesaro blowing me. What? Excuse me? What? Blowing Cesaro? What? He's a sexy man.
All right.
Yeah, Jeff and Brian aren't here, so you're taking the full front of me.
I gotta take the full load of you and Cesaro.
Yeah, I bet he gives me the full load. Oh! It just doesn't stop. Oh, yeah. Yeah, him and Sheamus are called the Bar. He gives me a bar. Oh, there we go again. It's just, okay, bye, Charlie. But yeah, that's it. I'm going to get, okay, I'm back. Calm down. Take a breather. Okay. Cesaro's sexy. Okay, I'm done. Okay, I'm going to give it a 3. That's it for No Mercy. I promised you and I will talk about Raw a little bit. And all in all, with how we did the cruiserweights, so now we don't have to talk about that. But like, let's talk about, I guess, the real big storyline that's really forming up when it's coming to Raw is The Miz having Roman Reigns be the special guest that opened up Raw, and he talked about how beating John Cena, that's a very big deal. And then he started bringing up the Shield and how if the Miz Taraj was around, the Shield wouldn't even be a factor, or it wouldn't be a big deal, which is kind of hilarious. I love the Miz, but the Miz Taraj isn't exactly the best team for a Shield reunion.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: if it wasn't for, if they didn't get destroyed by Brock Lesnar, which is something I bitched about in the past, how it's, of course, Brock Lesnar destroying the Intercontinental Champion, but yeah, that's happening. Granted, he has been winning, but with the help of the Miz Taraj, if the Miz Taraj in general, if they've actually been, gaining wins, being relevant, I would actually be more intrigued of the Miz Taraj versus reunited Shield. But like, I guess this is now reaching the point where I'm going to go with. Is that a Pokedex case for your phone? It certainly is. Okay, I'm sorry. I saw it. I'm just like, wait a minute. I'm sorry. My mind's wandering. Okay, back to where I want. I'm now going to do some fantasy booking here of where I want to see this go. I wouldn't have had Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel lose to Matt Hardy and Jason Jordan.
Okay.
I would have had Miz help them win, showing that they are a one unit, and then keep the ending. Yet, even though Miz lost, they did the epic beatdown on Roman Reigns. Now we have the Intercontinental Championship match, which is happening next week for Roman and Miz. Obviously, Miz keeps the belt with the help and they're doing what the Jinder Mahal / Miz story matches are now. Mm-hmm. It's now a never-ending process of them getting involved, where it looks like Roman might win, but Miz manages to gain the upset, even though it's kind of at this point they're probably just going to have it be a DQ or something. Have it be another epic beatdown without having Dean and Seth show up. Them doing the Shield pose again. And then Roman's gone for a week or so. We don't see Roman on the next episode of Raw. Now, since they finished off with Roman, they're going to start going with Seth and Dean and going after their tag team titles. And to gain some actual credible threat of the Miz Taraj, have them win the Raw tag team titles. Not for long. Once they won't hold the belts for long. It's just to help build some actual credibility for Bo and Curtis for the Miz Taraj.
You do understand that this all has to happen in the midst of 2 weeks, right?
Is it 2 weeks? Well, shit.
The 22nd, right? Isn't it? Hell in a Cell is the 8th, and then
that's a SmackDown exclusive.
Yeah, no, Hell in a Cell is the 8th, and then TLC, where this is happening, is the 22nd.
Really?
Because Asuka, right?
22nd.
I believe
As
October.
of right now, they do have.
I believe October 22nd is going to be. Because I couldn't believe that TLC wasn't in December. So that means that it is. Yes.
Well, this just takes Sunday, a complete shit all over it. Okay.
Yeah, this all has to happen in the span of 3 weeks.
Instead of winning the tag team titles, just have them beat down on Seth and Dean, and then have them the next week just brag about how they're awesome and that they took out the Shield, proving that what Miz said is if the Miz Taraj was around, the Shield would be absolutely nothing.
Okay.
And then we have the Shield come back and maybe beat down on one of them, maybe Bo or Curtis Axel or something. Don't have them touch the Miz, and save it for the pay-per-view.
And then just.
And as from then on, if Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas have a match, they should not lose.
Yeah,
and it has to be from Curtis Axel and the Miz or Bo Dallas. They have to help each other win.
Yeah, if they're going to be headlining TLC, they have to be something
because they're going to just basically repeat on what the Shield's been doing when they first arrive of helping each other out win matches, show that they're one unit. Granted, it's all absolutely pointless building them up just to get destroyed by the Shield. I mean, that's pretty much what Miz and again with the Miz and R-Truth were for Rock and Cena.
Yes,
at Survivor Series. That's all it is. Granted, why would you have a Shield reunion, something of this magnitude at a TLC?
Got to get something other than Asuka's return
or debut.
Well, yeah,
main roster debut.
How do you feel about the rumored Finn Balor being next for Brock? And how do you feel about Bray continuing to be a thorn in his side, leading towards Finn Balor and Brock? Because that's what it's going to come down to. It's going to come down to mind games.
First things first. I like that they did closure with adding Goldust to the storyline.
Yes,
I liked that. Granted, I wish it was a little longer because Goldust can actually put on a good match, even at his age. I don't even remember how old he is.
Probably in his 50s.
I don't think he's that old. He's not older than Taker.
Oh, yeah, true. I keep forgetting how young Taker actually is.
You wouldn't tell by how he looks out of makeup. But
yeah,
I still love Taker, though. Like I said, I liked that closure. But the second Bray Wyatt's music hit, I'm just going, what are they doing? Are they like, well, Brock's going to be gone from TV for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So it's obviously I guess they're trying to keep it going just for the sake of now they're waiting to give Finn Balor, Brock Lesnar, or whatnot. Hopefully Brock won't pull a Dean Ambrose on Finn Balor.
What do you mean?
You don't remember when Dean Ambrose had a WrestleMania match with Brock Lesnar?
Oh, right.
Or was it SummerSlam?
No, Dean Ambrose had a WrestleMania match with Brock Lesnar.
Hopefully Brock will take that match seriously or not pull a Dean Ambrose bullshit. A big rumor is going around that Bray is gonna bring Luke Harper and Eric Rowan to Raw, and then all of a sudden they're gonna turn Gallows and Anderson face, and it's gonna be the Balor Club versus the Wyatt family.
Okay,
that would be interesting, but it's just okay. They made it clear on the 2-3 victory, or the 2-1 victory that we talked about on the when we reviewed No Mercy. So for me, honestly, I just want to see like him showing up, not doing anything, but then it all ends up with him finally like, you know what? You were the better man. You were in more touch with the dark side than I am, and he gives him a handshake, and eventually leans to a Bray Wyatt face turn, and then give him something to do as a face.
All right.
So it gives it a proper a respect ending. That's what I'm hoping
really
this
cool.
is. That's what I'm hoping this will be, and then it gives Bray Wyatt a face turn, and then which he desperately needs. Bray Wyatt needs something new, and being a heel, there's nothing more he can do as a heel. He's done everything he could possibly do as a heel. He's faced everyone that he could possibly face as a heel.
Yeah.
Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose,
just get
Finn
him
Balor.
someone he can win against. I'm sick of Bray losing every match he's in.
He hasn't. Technically, he has beaten Finn Balor once, clean. When it comes to feuds wise, he's beaten he's beaten Daniel Bryan, he's beaten Dean Ambrose, he's beaten Seth Rollins.
It just feels like
it's just the only reason
since I've seen him win a match.
The only reason people keep forgetting he's actually won feuds is it doesn't benefit from either guy.
Yeah,
it's like they were just wasting time. And that's the sad thing about Bray Wyatt, because they're looking at him as the guy that's like, oh, they don't have a storyline for them? Just throw Bray Wyatt in.
Yeah.
Which
I feel like he's more of an attraction than an active roster member.
There's only right now. There's one guy who I want to see face Bray Wyatt, Samoa Joe. Since the whole purpose of Bray Wyatt like attacking Finn Balor and Seth Rollins is that because he was going after all the people who were in the title match with him at one point. So instead of now he's not going after Samoa Joe, so when he comes back, Samoa Joe can pull his assassin-esque gimmick and try and take down the man.
Is Joe injured?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. That's why no one's seen him.
They haven't touched on that.
No, yeah, he got injured in the Fatal 4-Way, apparently.
Oh, okay.
So that's why we haven't seen him since. I want him to come back and attack Bray Wyatt. That's what I want to see. I would love to see a new, fresh face Bray Wyatt versus a returning heel Samoa Joe.
But if they turn him face, are they going to turn the Wyatt family as well?
If they bring the Wyatt family back, because the big thing is the rumor is they're repackaging Luke Harper.
Okay.
I don't know what the hell they're doing with Rowan. Rowan's in Timbuktu.
Rowan just goes with whatever the rest of the Wyatts.
Or he's just incredibly smart, apparently. But yeah, hopefully this will lead to something with that this whole Finn Balor Bray Wyatt thing is going on. Hopefully it's something interesting and not just, oh, we still don't have anything for you, so we're just going to keep this feud going just because.
I just hope they don't have him be like the thorn in the side going up against Lesnar with Balor. Like, Wyatt be the reason why Balor loses.
I don't want that.
It's gonna be
either.
rough enough. It's gonna be rough enough watching one of the two reasons why I still watch Raw. Just get thrown to Lesnar.
That's why I don't want Lesnar as champion anymore, because it's just okay. So these guys who are big fan favorites just lose to Brock Lesnar because Vince McMahon wants a bullshit main event. And that was there anything else really to talk about with Raw? I think that was
hit on the cruiserweights.
We talked about it.
Finn Balor. Yeah.
Yeah, that was really it. And we don't. There's nothing.
I mean, the one-upsmanship with Dean and Seth is pretty cool.
That's good character development that they're going.
Yeah.
And now apparently Braun Strowman is just being the tool in their storyline, which will lead to the Miz storyline. Because it's so upset. Other than Braun Strowman completely destroying Kurt Hawkins, which was awesome, by the way, seeing a man at that size move like a Speedy Gonzalez to catch, or the Roadrunner to catch Kurt Hawkins and throw him through a table and then body slam him through the
His facial
wall
expressions were great when he was saying, "You're going to witness history, my first win in this loss," and then Braun's music hits like,
never mind.
You saw him facially, like, an expression of shitting his pants.
You're just like, what's that?
Yeah.
There's no reason really to talk about SmackDown, because other than more continuing of the showing why Jinder Mahal should not be WWE champion.
Oh, here's a question for you. Mike Kanellis. Now that Maria's pregnant and he hasn't been on TV for the better part of this month, future endeavored?
I'd rather see him go to NXT.
Yeah. But
I won't say future endeavored, but because really it's all because they wanted Maria back.
Yeah.
That's the reason that they signed them.
Well, apparently he did the same thing that Cassius Ohno did his first time around. Apparently someone's like, you should hit the gym more, and he's just like, meh. And that's why he's punished with being off TV.
As much as I loved the Love theme song that they had,
Yes.
I knew they weren't going to go anywhere. They were not going to go anywhere with their gimmick.
I could see him, unfortunately, being future endeavored.
I won't go full future endeavor because they want to keep Maria. Just send them to NXT, because that's the type of character that...
But what are they going to do with Maria for 9 months?
Nothing.
Exactly.
Just be backstage segments and whatnot. They'll be the Ron Simmons of SmackDown, since where the hell is the Fashion Police? They showed up on one episode.
Hottest thing on SmackDown.
They showed up on one episode of 205 Live, and we haven't seen them since.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. Wow. We were talking about how much of the great week we're kind of having, but then we're just pointing out all these things that are just getting us upset.
Plot holes in WWE right now. I think Fashion Police were advertised for next SmackDown.
Were they?
Yes.
Oh, I sure hope you're right.
Yeah.
And Kevin Owens is being the best thing right now.
Oh yeah.
I love
this feud.
I don't like that he kind of was like that. He like pretty much destroyed Sami Zayn, because Sami Zayn deserves a lot better. Because especially after their opening promos, my God, I'm like, God, this is so personal and so real. I love this shit.
Do you feel the heelish tendencies in Sami Zayn's promos?
No, I don't.
You don't?
No.
You don't see the...
I'm sorry, I don't.
He seems like at times he has heelish tendencies in his promos.
He sounds frustrated. I will say that, but I don't see it as being like planting seeds of a future heel turn. Granted, I do see
seeds
being planted on them being future tag team champions in the future. In
Owens and
Zayn.
Imagine if there was a double switch between the two of them.
I honestly see them as being the MVP Matt Hardy of tag team
cool.
champions, of them trying to one up each other.
Minus the pizza throw up contest, but
I'm talking about just in the ring. The ring. Okay. So yeah, that was this past week in WWE in a nutshell. Us pointing out all the things that actually kind of are making us frustrated with WWE. Like, what the hell happened to Goldust's protege? The one thing I was really looking forward to with Goldust, gone. Wow, why are we still
Why did Goldust go to SummerSlam?
Okay. Shit.
It should have been Mandy.
Honestly, goddamn. Okay. Before we fully close out, what did you think of the Bullet Club invading Raw?
Did Vince really send them legal papers?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yes, he did. Apparently, he didn't get the joke.
The Bucks put out tweets saying, "This is our new hand logo."
Wrong.
Oh my god. Let them be. Cody's response was awesome. You didn't utilize him when you had him, so
I'm not a big fan of the Ring of Honor.
I heard him speak on this. So he gets like a Hall of he gets like a ring because he's champion?
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of that. I honestly was not a huge fan of his response to Michael Hayes when Michael Hayes invited him to do something for Starrcade.
Yeah, because they want to do the War Games for Starrcade.
And Cody's response to it, which I showed you the tweet,
yeah.
I didn't like it.
Why not?
I felt like how he, and then with Brandy Rose responding, it felt very childish in their response to me. I was just like, okay, I'm not happy with WWE's treatment of you either, but I don't know. I'm just not a huge fan of it. I don't like it when Punk does it. I don't like it when you're doing it either.
I support Cody Rhodes.
I support Cody Rhodes
too. The man
too.
is a brilliant businessman.
He really is. I'm not taking.
He's getting everything he's ever wanted.
I'm not taking
it.
I'm not taking anything away from him. He deserves all this. I'm just thinking, be more professional instead of being like an ignorant child on Twitter. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Be a man.
But if you've heard him, like he seems so underhanded with his relationship with WWE because I don't know if you've heard him on, and I'm sorry to extend this even further, but when asked about WWE, he's like, "Oh yeah, we're on great terms, but just so everyone knows, I left them." like the upset girlfriend.
Yeah.
Like needs.
I feel like that's one of the big things that he's trying to go on with his character. He's like, "Oh yeah, I left WWE. They didn't leave me.
Yeah.
They it's like, oh, they can't survive without me.
Yeah,
baby.
Pretty much.
Baby. Stop it.
Because like for the longest time, I thought it was contract disputes because he wanted the draft to be Cody on one show, Stardust on the other, and then everyone gave that the green light, and then Vince is like, "No, F that."
Whatever it is.
Yeah, I heard him on Talk Is Jericho then, and he's like, "Oh, just so everyone knows, we're on great terms, but I left them." It's all right, dude. You're like, how old? I want to keep supporting you in the Bullet Club, but this is a little silly.
Stop being the spoiled child.
Yeah,
and just you're doing great. Just don't have it be because you left WWE. Be because you're actually very good at what you do.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all we have to say about that. Now we want to know what you, the audience, thinks. What did you think of No Mercy? What did you think of this past week on Raw, SmackDown, 205 Live? Shockingly enough, I don't think we've ever said that in any closures for this show. I guess it's a first time for everything. If you like what you hear, be sure to leave a comment down below. If you want to hear more of the Scholars of Wrestling, be sure to subscribe to our channel, like our video. I already did it. I'm not doing a second F-bomb. No, let me do my closures. Shit. you distracted me. Stop it. Be sure to follow us on our Facebook page, and be sure to follow us on our Twitter machines at ScholarsOW. You can find Scholar Jeff at I'm Robbie Rage. You can find Brian at Atomic Beanpole, and you can find me at The Avataric. Charlie, you have a Twitter machine, don't you?
Charlie Monroe on the Twitter machine.
Thank you. Well, that's all I got to say about that. Charlie, thank you for being a special guest on this week's show.
Thank you, Tarek. And since you won't drop a second F-bomb, have a great fucking night, everybody.
That's why you're not going to be a special guest on this for a while. Charlie, you are grounded. You are grounded from our show. And if you don't like it, well, too bad, because we are the Scholars of Wrestling, and you have just been schooled. You're welcome. Good night, everyone. Charlie, get the fuck out. There. You happy?